Juba, on air and online.
This is iRadio News.
Hello, this is iRadio 1 o'clock news. First, here are the headlines. Police in Nimule town of Eastern Equatoria State say they have retrieved 2 dead bodies in Mugali area of Magui County. Traders in Awil town of Northern Baral Ghazal have reopened shops today after the locals there went on rampage to protest the killing of a child. And the government has inaugurated a $1.3 million completion of a renovation work at the University of Juba. These stories and more coming to you in this news bulletin with me, Lugala Mulai, and now the news in detail. Police in Nimule town of Eastern Equatoria State say they have retrieved 2 dead bodies in Mogali area of Magui County. It is not clear when the unnamed deceased were killed and motive behind their death. However, on Tuesday, cattle keepers in the area reportedly attacked a civil population there in the area and abducted 5 people. Among those missing were Androga Joseph and Thomas Anzo, who are said to be in their 40s. Major David Casimirio is the inspector of police in Nimule. He told iRadio the locals discovered the bodies of the 2 elderly men yesterday and reported to the police. Major Casimirio narrates the ordeal to iRadio.
Ganzi umjo ajar nafar jeshal arani gal dogom dat kira ma tamaman ye kamsa nafar na shalom am al khamsa nafar shalom am le fi ithnain nasawin fi 3 rujal و نسوان le galu jaza har jara jambari misa lakin rujal taban ma zahar bi 4 bi adadun bi 4 kaman ma zahar fi numre ma zahar fi mugalen umbari rasanna ko bidana umbari jala haddini مشيناكم لقوا واحد جثة بتاع واحد من الناس اللي كان اختفوا كان ميسنج ده لقوا واحد جثة بتاع واحد وما لقوا باقيين ديل حتى الآن احنا قاعدين نفتش انه مجموع بتاع هو وجيش معنا ومواطنين احنا قاعدين نفتش شباب من الجثث اللي ما لقوا نجي لقوا واحد ثاني هسه بقى 2 معناه باقي نفرين زمين 2 هسه نجي نفتش we are still searching for the 2.
The police inspector has decried an insufficient number of police officers for deployment to provide security to the locals. However, Major Casimiro encouraged the victims of displacement to stay calm as the government seeks to intervene. The inspector also calls on South Sudanese to unite and desist from attacking their fellows. Police in Awil town of Northern Baral Ghazal State says shops have reopened today after the locals there went on rampage to protest the killing of a child. A 5-year-old girl was defiled and killed allegedly by a foreign trader, leading to a violent protest in Awil town yesterday. Some protesters reportedly vandalized shops, forcing traders to close down. Major General Philip Madut Thong is the police commissioner in Awil. He says following the protest, police personnel were deployed in the town market and the situation has stabilized. Thong is now appealing for calm, saying the matter will be handled in the court of law. He was speaking to iRadio this morning.
Maukin kamsa talatacher mat kamtacher fiu jana umuraliyum fiu dolindu fiu jana tofer umurus tamenya sana fi ajasini ne yalla
would have cost around $2.2 billion, but we are
The prime suspect, 42-year-old Sabir Abu Sam, and 2 of his associates, Umar Mahmoud Umar, 32, and Ahmed Hassan Adam, 30, are in jail awaiting trial. The government has inaugurated a $1.3 million completion of a renovation work at the University of Juba. The renovation covers the administration block, modification of classroom spaces of various colleges, and setting up of an extra floor for the 150-seat main hall. In a total, 30 lecture and seminar rooms, including washrooms, both at the main and custom campuses, were renovated. According to the Vice Chancellor of the University of Juba, the money spent on the project was raised by the administration and partners. Professor John Akech was speaking during the inauguration ceremony at the university's main campus in Juba yesterday.
As a government, we defend right of everyone, including government employees and students. Our constitution under Bill of Rights.
Sorry for playing the wrong clip. The project was accomplished in 4 years. The ceremony was held under the theme towards efficient and effective utilization of resources and institutional reforms. You are listening to iRadio News. The Vice President of the Service Cluster has told public universities to be lenient with students who face difficulties in paying tuition on time. Hussein Abdalbagi Akol says the Transitional Constitution of the Republic of South Sudan 2011 provides for the rights to education for all citizens. He stated that sending off students due to failure to pay their tuition on time is a violation of their rights. Abdalbagi now calls on the public universities to be considerate with those students facing financial challenges.
Government, we defend right of everyone, including government employees and students. Our constitution under Bill of Rights, Article 29, subsection 1, clearly states that education is a right for every citizen, and all levels of government shall provide access to education without discrimination of any kind. In compliance with this provision, all the public universities, including University of Juba, are expected to be flexible with the students who have difficulties paying school fees on time, so as not to deny them this right of access to education.
Article 29 of the Transitional Constitution states that education is a right for every citizen and all levels of government shall provide access to education without discrimination as to religion, race, ethnicity, health status including HIV and AIDS, gender or disability. It further states that all levels of government shall promote education at all levels and shall ensure free and compulsory education at the primary level and provide free literacy and education programs. Finally, before moving to stories making headlines in the region and the international scene, Greater Pibora Information Minister says he could not confirm or deny that the attack on Duke County was carried out by youth from his area. Guy Andingora's statement comes after the Commission of Duke County alleged that the cattle raiders from the neighboring Pibora administrative area perpetrated yesterday's attack. John Chatem said the violence left 13 people dead and 5 others wounded. Among those killed were a baby and an 8-year-old child. In response, the Minister of Information in Bibor area, Guy Adingor, says,
Well, I cannot confirm that those who have attacked are from Greater Pibor, and I cannot also deny because you don't know those who are moving there. They are moving on their own, and we don't know whether they have really come from Greater Pibor, and if at all, even if they went from Greater Pibor, they went without the knowledge of the government. So this is the reason why I say I cannot deny it or confirm it.
Meanwhile, the Duke County Commissioner says calm has returned to the area after the attackers were expelled by the locals. John added that the locals managed to recover looted cattle from the attackers. He spoke to iRadio this morning.
Hello Lugala, let's have a look at round of stories making headlines in the region and across the globe.
Sorry for that. And you are listening to our radio news and to stories making headlines in the region and the international scene, brought to you by MTN. Here is Okot Emmanuel.
Mata tofu buzak fi mahalan.
Aku huria de bisi bunas ma bekara bu gurus birasi tani asa gurus asa sama guru bude ana gura fata malta ni fi custom malta ni fi gumbo malta ni fi konyo malta ni fi news ana bitala kania ni aku ashalite bi stop da be huria de bes dusu nejma wahid 00 nejma tarata nejma arba usilim wenda biliko kamis touch de giga be mia jinebes ukamante la tin de giga be mia kamsin jinebes fi yom Kabil walai. Ada huria asli walai. Ada huria ya.
Hello Lugala, let's have a look at round of stories making headlines in the region and across the globe. A South African minister has called for an export ban on scrap metal amidst vandalism of public infrastructure. Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan said this would ensure there was no external market for the metal that is stolen for sale as scrapped. He said his ministry was looking at measures to deal with the menace. It came as a nationwide power outage was blamed on vandalism of electricity pylons for scrap metal. Elsewhere, Togolese President Faure Gnassingbe has agreed to act as a mediator in the Malian political crisis, both countries' foreign ministers have confirmed. Mali has been mired in a crisis since the military switched power in 2020 and has been under pressure to return the country to democratic rule. There has been growing tension between the junta and international partners, including the deterioration of Mali's relation with its former colonial power, France. Finally, the Ukrainian army says Russia is trying to destroy remaining Ukrainian soldiers holed up in the Azovstal steelworks plant in Mariupol. There are some reports that Russian soldiers have been successful at infiltrating the plant, which is the last holdout for Ukrainian troops in the besieged city. The Azov battalion are some of the last Ukrainian defenders believed to be inside the plant. Those were stories making headlines in the region and across the globe. Back to you, Lugalamulai.
Thank you very much, Okote Manuel. Now to the world of sports. Here is Lasuba Memo.
Thanks, Lugala Molai. Let's begin in football. Manchester City suffered one of the most remarkable Champions League collapses as Real Madrid came back from the abyss to set up a final showdown with Liverpool. City were 2 goals ahead on aggregate going into the 90th minute after Riyad Mahrez's strike had added to their 4-3 first leg win last week. And 90 seconds later, he leveled the tie with a header into the top corner after Marco Asensio flicked on Dani Carvajal's cross. That sets up a repeat of the most memorable Champions League final of recent years when Real beat Liverpool 3-1 in 2018. In basketball, the Phoenix Suns and the Miami Heat led their best of 7 playoff series 2-0 after respective victories over the Dallas Mavericks and the Philadelphia 76ers. Chris Paul scored 28 points for the Suns in a 129-109 win over the Mavericks in the Western Conference. In the Eastern Conference, the Heat also took advantage of being at home in a 119-103 victory over the 76ers. Bam Adebayo scored 23 points and Jimmy Butler 22 for the host, while Tracy Maxey scored a game-high 34 points for Philadelphia. In tennis, Andy Murray has pulled out of his match against Novak Djokovic at the Madrid Open because of illness. The Brighton was scheduled to play in the 3rd round of the event on Thursday. Murray beat 2020 US Open champions Dominic Thiem in the 1st round of the tournament before earning a win over Canada's Denis Shapovalov. The 34-year-old Scot had planned to skip the clay court season but reversed his decision last month when accepting a wild card for the Spanish tournament. That's all in the world of sports. Back to you, Lugala Molai.
Thank you very much, Lasuba Memo. Now, you are listening to Air Radio News, and to end this bulletin, here are the headlines once again. Police in Nimule town of Eastern Equatoria State says they have retrieved 2 dead bodies in Mogali area of Magui County. Traders in Awil town of northern Baral Ghazal have reopened shops today after the locals there went on rampage to protest the killing of a child. And the government has inaugurated a $1.3 million completion of renovation work at the University of Juba. That is the end of our Radio Afternoon News. You can get these stories and more on... You can get these stories and get updates by subscribing to iRadio News Alert on your MTN South Sudan number. Call 700 or dial *700# and follow the instructions. If there's a story or an event you'd like to iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message on +211 925 287 8870. It's also a WhatsApp number. Follow us on Twitter at iRadio Juba. like our Facebook page, iRadio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for the news in Arabic at 1:30. I'm Lugala Mulai. Thank you for listening.